The size of this temple. The size of these timbers to give you the scale of this thing. It's huge. Set in this beautiful garden here in Kyoto, just above the old city. You've got a choice. You can either go up those big stairs, or you can go up these more shallow stairs. As a rule, the shallow stairs are always going to be easier. Which surprises me. There's a lot of sort of older foreigners struggling up and down those big stairs. That's got to be a lot easier going up here. Not going to be easy, but a lot easier. Yeah, going up these stairs, there's much less impact on your joints, because this is the more traditional style, sort of shallow Japanese staircases we see around. Still quite a cardio workout going up here. Yeah, if you do one at a time, but it's going to tire you out. But I think a lot less. We're almost at the top than those big staircases. Phew, it's a warm day. 34, 35 degrees. Apparently it's very hot compared to the average for this time of year, which is about 26. I love these picket fences, but they're made out of stone, out of granite. Oh, excuse my puffing. Still quite a staircase, whichever way you look at it. And another huge temple at the top. We need to So, yeah, you have the choice. Come up our stairs, tiring, or you can come up these stairs. This guy has got fans in his jacket. Is that cooling? Cooling, huh? That's weird. Wow. So it's cold? Oh, wow, amazing. Huh? So this guy's got fans in his jacket. You know? I'm sort of not sure whether taking the jacket off would be a good idea, but yeah, I like it. Scale of this place is huge. I'll put up the name. I don't know. At the moment, I'm not sure the name. It's just behind our hotel. And like I say, it's a much hotter day than normal. We're talking mid-30s degrees Celsius. And normally this time of year in Japan, it's around about 26. So it's almost 10 degrees warmer. And most of the Japanese women, it's too hot. Look at this beautiful brass urn for burning incense. What an immense place. Even this, you can get the scale of it with me next to it. It's red hot. It's red hot.
It says at the bottom of the steps.
Pretty little
Lily pond.
Little bridge. Stone bridge again, isn't it? G'day. These lovely little arched bridges they have in Japan. Again, all made of stone. So pretty much weatherproof and time proof. Wow, it's suddenly a lot cooler.
Oh, that's nice.
Just in the shade, it's like air conditioning, isn't it, Michelle?
It is. Because you're in there.
Oh, and there's some waste paper bins.
I already found one.
Much cooler up here. So people are coming up to this, possibly the highest point in the temple, making a little prayer, putting an incense stick here. So another stone shrine here. Looks Buddhist. I'm not 100% sure, Taoist, Buddhist. But again, we're surrounded by these huge timber temples. There's money in religion, guys. Something you want to get into. There's a lot of money in religion. Look at the copper pipe coming down there. The copper guttering. You know, often in Western countries, people are making jokes about stealing lead off of roofs because, you know, criminals will take the lead off the roof. Copper is worth a lot. I mean, it's getting up there in value. That's not going to happen, but I always remember some years ago I had a lot of copper pipe left over from the project we were working on, and turned out it was pretty valuable. The older copper pipe used to be quite thick, and I suspect this copper coming down here, I'll go a little closer so you can see what I mean. I suspect it's got an immense amount of value, if not the timbers themselves. If you know the cost of timber nowadays, it can get very expensive. So yeah, it's a copper drain pipe. I'd say it's pretty thick. And some of these places are not as old as they perhaps look. So you can imagine the relative construction costs of a temple like this. I'm sorry I sort of muse about the oddest things sometimes, but you know, I've done but hopefully some of you will find that interesting. And you see some people coming up by taxi. Look at these. 1,620. Little plastic nodding sumo wrestler. Little sushi chef. Little dancer. Little geisha girl. And of course the lucky cats. So they've got a little ice cream vending machine up here, so Michelle and I are going to grab ourselves an ice cream. Do love these wafer ice creams. So it's number 9. And enter. Guessing. Oh, that's cool. So it just drops it onto a little shelf. Ooh, and down she goes. Ice cream sandwich. It's going to be nice and refreshing. These are like a wafer sandwich with chocolate in the centre, so nice. I think the vending machines are often colder than the convenience stores because they're a lot firmer. Very nice.
A little spoon.
Or you can also, if you get a tub, you can get yourself a little spoon. So if you get one of those tubs. want a picture together? Yeah. Now we're going to go down the big steps. Got to experience both. It's got to be easier. Whoa, there's a wind. Quite a wind up here. How steep that is. Big steps though, you can see. Quite decent sized steps.
My little legs.
But at this rate you're going to get down pretty quickly. Coming down there's no real huffing or puffing. So the last little set, that's a lot easier. Coming down, that is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Easy. We're back here. Yeah, I think that was a nice little temple. And a few little things maybe I shared with you there. Nothing that interesting, but my musing, my thoughts. I'm going to head back down to Kyoto, to the city. Chion-in Temple and the Jingu Shrine. So that's where we've been. Sorry I didn't know before we went up. We were just drawn to the huge building on the hillside there. Hello. 26 degrees. I was just saying to Michelle, 26, the normal sort of temperatures for this time of year. This would be gorgeous. At sort of 35 degrees. It's a little warm. It's not too warm for Michelle and I. We find it okay, but I can see a lot of people suffering today. Some of you might notice, if you're familiar with different dialects around, there's a hell of a lot of Putonghua or Mandarin being spoken in Kyoto. So by far the most common language I'm hearing on the streets, almost above Japanese, is Mandarin. Proving point, I guess. Particularly the girls in the kimonos that I keep seeing. I expect to hear them speaking Japanese, but almost all of them are speaking Chinese. So I think it reflects maybe that Kyoto is a very big tourist draw, but it's not unspoiled. It's actually, at least this time of year it isn't. It's still fairly under-touristed, I would say. I believe in the high season it can get pretty crazy, but certainly one of the prettiest towns, cities probably you should refer to it, Kyoto, in Japan. But if you had one place to come, no, I probably wouldn't say Kyoto. I really liked Fukuoka. It's just, for me, it's a smaller city. It's a little more compact, more friendly, a little bit more walkable. Yeah, sure, there's not as much in the way of the sort of traditional Japanese shrines off the bat, but there are a lot. You just got to find them. And they're easier to walk to. And yeah, that's probably my favourite, but I think Kyoto is close to my second favourite city. Bear in mind we haven't been to that many, so I'm sure there are plenty of other places to visit. Now this would be nice though, just down from the shrine, these beautiful houses. And even here in a little sort of back street, oh I suppose it's a tourist route. I was going to say they've got a vending machine, but it's clearly not there for the owners of the house. It's here for the tourists that are coming up in this heat. They're bearing the heat to come up and see this temple. Now, what do you think? What flavour ice cream do you think this is?
I was just looking at that, thinking that's unusual.
Nowhere else in the world are you going to get a green ice cream cone. I've got to say, Michelle and I are not big fans of matcha. I'm trying desperately to like it, but I'm just not. It just tastes like tea powder ground up into ice cream. I'm not getting it. And I'm always one for saying if you don't like a flavour, it's possibly because you're not used to it and you have to develop your palate for it. And I keep trying with matcha, but I'm not getting it. But could get into trouble. Might get into trouble. Won't get into trouble.